Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Johnny, and in this video I want to talk about how much time and energy we spend trying to fix a problem within ourselves that doesn't really exist. And that problem is, I have a problem and I need to fix it. Or another way we could put it is, something's wrong with me and I need to become, be, do, get something to get rid of this I guess sense of inadequacy, or I need to fix myself. And we spend a lot of our lives thinking that we're sort of not okay and we need to become better. For example, we might decide that I'm not good enough as I am, I need to earn this much money and then I'll be happy with myself. Or I need to lose this amount of weight. Or I need to become something special in life. I need to have a grand purpose in life. I need to be someone. I need to be someone special. I need spiritual enlightenment so I can be special. And we do this we put this pressure on ourselves to become something other than just what we are. And there's a healthy way of doing that and an unhealthy way. I'm not against self-improvement. I'm not against earning as much money as you'd like, or building a cool life for yourself. But when it comes out of a place of lack, we won't find fulfillment when we get to our goal that we've decided that we'll be happy when, or we'll be fulfilled when this happens. Because those actions are coming from that place of incompleteness. And those perceived things never, and you've probably noticed in yourself when you have got what you wanted, don't seem to completely fulfill you. Because the problem isn't that we don't have enough or that we aren't special. The problem is in the thinking that something is innately wrong with us. And this thinking is very embedded in our culture. It's almost promoted. And it's just within our culture to always be striving, and we have to be ambitious, and we have to be happy, and we have to be all these certain things to be worthy of, I guess, love. But we have to work backwards, and we have to start looking at the stories we're telling ourselves about ourselves. Are we being kind to ourselves? Are we putting too many high expectations on ourselves? We got to contemplate the idea that what if we are just enough as we are? If we took away all those judgmental thoughts, all society's thoughts on what we must become and be, and just stripped all judgment away, judgment of others, judgment of ourselves, and just came to here and now, the present, and just sat with ourselves and just asked ourselves, is anything wrong with me? And the mind may start talking, but that's the mind. But if you really feel into the now, feel into your own being, is there anything wrong with being? and just sit there in that silence and see that you are whole and complete as you are. You don't need anything. You don't need to gain or achieve anything to become worthy of, I guess, your own love of your own self. I think a lot of people at some point in their lives, or whatever, from young age, develop this belief of I'm not good enough, so I have to become something. So we, exhaust ourselves trying to become a perfect image of ourselves, live up to an impossible ideal. And this only creates more pain and more suffering. And it's also a huge waste of time and energy. I read a quote in a book recently. I think the book was called Radical Acceptance. And I guess the story is this girl sitting by her mother who's dying, and she's just telling her mother over and over how much she loved her and how amazing she was, and then the mother says, my whole life, she comes out of her sort of daze. I'm not sure the thought was going on, but sort of came out of being in a daze and sort of said, my whole life I've spent believing something was wrong with me. And then the mother sort of shakes her head and goes back into a coma or whatever it was. And I read that, and it sort of struck me. I was like, yeah, what a waste of time or mental energy thinking that there's something wrong with us and that we have to fix it. That we have to do all these special things to be worthy. And I guess it ultimately comes down to wanting to feel worthy of things. But at our core, we're just being. We're just boundless beingness. And it doesn't need anything to validate it. Or, it's not even, when there's just being, there's not even a question of worthiness or unworthiness. There's just presence. And when you can hold that presence towards yourself, hold that light of being inside you towards yourself, as I talked about in my last video on healing unworthiness, and really bring that light into and love that. It's the sense of unworthiness. It's just a fragmented part of ourself that I guess never got the love that it desired. And what you'll find, even if you do finally get what you do desire, it still won't fulfill you, because you have to give it to yourself. You have to give the presence, the beingness, the unconditional being which doesn't judge or, reject anything. It's just openness. It's love itself. You have to give that to yourself. And once you give that to yourself, you can see that you are whole and complete as you are. You can start to when you walk around and you look at the world and you look at everything that's going on, you can look at that through those same eyes. It's how we, I think, develop a true sense of love for everyone, is we have to first completely love and accept ourselves. And once we can accept everything within inside ourselves, we can look at the world and just see everyone and everything as a manifestation, a dance of presence, and whole and complete without judgment. This is I guess the unconditional love aspect of liberation or awakening, because there's, I guess, multiple parts to it. Well, I guess, so many different facets to awakening. and unconditional love is a part of that. But we have to unconditionally love ourselves first before we can sort of unconditionally love the world, because if we're still holding judgment towards ourselves, still critiquing ourselves, saying we need to be better, saying we're not awakened enough, we're not enough, we need to earn more money to be worthy of this and that, it's not a good relationship with yourself. And you'll find when you do love yourself completely, you will naturally act in a way that's in accordance with love with yourself. You'll naturally want to eat healthier. You'll naturally want to work out just out of feeling good about yourself. You'll want to do nice things for out of that love for yourself. But it's a key component. It's an important part of, I guess, integration of awakening, because judgment and that can still hang around, unworthiness still hang around after seeing oneness. It's a strong sticking point. And we can sort of be in denial about it for a while. And that's why I always encourage presence, really feeling your body, because that's where all the stored emotions that haven't been dealt with, they're all in the body. And the more we bring our attention into the body and notice contracted, uncomfortable energies, and we focus our attention towards them, we can uplift these wounds and embody more of this, this truth, or whatever you want to call it, infinite being, empty, that's empty of essence. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.